Everybody, it's Kay again, and this is the fourth video in our series on worship team training, and this one I'm calling, for fun, What You Looking At? And this is all about body language and body expression in worship. Now, just to put you at rest and not have you hyperventilate, I'm not here to teach everybody how to raise their hands in worship. Certainly, if that's the way you want to express yourself, I'm going to tell you how I ended up doing it myself. I did not grow up in a church where we raised hands, and I've only been doing it over the last few years. But that is something I wanted to do. It's a way I wanted to express myself. So again, we want you to be very genuine, true to yourself, true to your personality. And today you may not raise your hands, but next year you may want to learn how to do that or grow into that. So just keep that in mind, keep an open mind. But basically we're going to talk about doing something that keeps you from keeping your hands down to your side. And this again, for vocalists, I see this all the time no matter where I go. Hands down to the side, kind of in a very stoic, soldier-like position. So let's talk about, first, I'm going to talk about your posture. So for vocalists, I like to see you, well, for everybody on stage, shoulders back, chin up, just like Mama taught you. But for vocalists, I'd like to see you put all your weight on one foot, and that's your back foot. So right now I have, you can't see it, I have all my weight on my left foot. I'm going to back up a little bit. And I have my right foot kind of forward around my mic stand base. You can also, while you're singing, you can move back and forth, but the reason you want to be on one foot, all your weight, kind of leaning back, vocalists, we have a problem with speeding up songs when we're singing, and this helps slow you down. Not like slow you down, but it pulls you back, hopefully it gets you into the groove of the song. And again, I have my mic dropped just a tad bit so you can see my face. So let's talk about your arms. What are you going to do with your arms? So the song starts, and a lot of people do this because we just don't know what else to do. Let's call our mic stand our best friend right now, and we're going to use it. So from here, you can do all sorts of things with your mic stand. Put your hands here. You can move them up here, up here. You can put one hand on the mic. Do this. You can do all sorts of touchy things with your mic. Both hands, one hand, and mix it up. Try what not to do is you don't want to get too grippy. You don't want to have a tight grip on the mic stand. I find, again, what happens when people get a tight grip is they hang on for dear life and they never move their hands up, which is an improvement. You got your hands up, I'll give you that. But this is just something while you're singing, try to move your hands around. If during a whole verse, just to learn how to do this, you hold on to the mic stand like this during a whole verse, and then during the chorus you find another position, that's fine. But start something that gets your arms moved from ground zero down here. Let's talk about something you can do that's a little bit more free. You can put your hands up over your cross, you can fold them like this, you can put them up, this may be the highest anybody wants to go. Hands down the side again, one arm either side, here, here, here. Just again, try to imagine all the ways you can move your hands where you're comfortable expressing yourself. Now, let's talk about raising of the hands. So I actually got into this by accident. I was taking voice lessons in Fort Wayne, and my vocal coach was trying to get me to stretch my vocal range higher. So when we were doing that, she did a lot of visuals with me, and one of the visuals she did was using my finger to hit the note head on and not swoop into it and not come down on it. So it would look like something like this in my lesson. Ah, 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 ah. And that was my visual cue to be right on the note. So I was doing that for a couple of months, practicing at home, and then I'm at church on Sunday morning on worship team, and I had to sing something a little higher. And as soon as I hit the note, my hand went up, just like at practice, and I realized my hand was up in the air. Now thankfully I just didn't drop it. My hand was in the air, and I realized it was there, so I just opened up my palm and kept my hand there, and then at some point brought it back down. So it wasn't this abrupt, oh my gosh, my arm is up. So that's kind of how I started. So it's probably been maybe over 5 or 6 years I've morphed into really being more expressive with my arms. There's what we call the human cross, when you have both arms out. You can have one arm up here. There's so many things you can do. You can have your arms stretched out in front. I sometimes have my hands near my face. But I really try to use my body again to express the song. So what is it about the song that I want to express? And how can I best do that in my voice? How can I do it in my face? How can I do it with my arms? So again, this is something very individualized. You want to be very genuine when you do it. It has to be something that you really expresses you. And this year you may not want to put your hands up. And a year from now you may go, okay, I'm doing okay. Again, these are processes. They may not happen overnight, and they probably won't happen overnight. They're something that you have to get used to. It's something you want to use in your expression. But what happens when we do this, no matter what we do with our arms or what we do on stage, very important thing that I didn't cover earlier is, again, we're giving permission to our congregation to express themselves. You know, a year and a half ago or so, when we came to CCC, I don't think anybody raised their hands in worship. But because we have a few people doing it on stage, people that come into the sanctuary or into the worship center, they know they have permission that this is an okay place and I can raise my hands in worship. It doesn't mean that everybody on stage has to do it, but they know now, I can do this. I can smile because she's smiling. I can be happy because she's happy. I want what they have. We give permission. So let me do this. I'm going to wrap this all up into one. I'm going to do one of my new favorite songs, What a Beautiful Name. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but some of it to show you kind of it all put together. The scanning of the room, the facial expression, and the body language. So, yeah. You were the Word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you, our Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. Death could not hold you. The veil tore before you. You silenced the boast of sin and grave. The heavens are roaring the praise of your glory, for you have raised to life again. So I'm going to stop there. I love that song. So the point is that when you put it all together, you want it to be, again, a genuine expression of your relationship with Christ outwardly. You want it to be something that when people see you, it doesn't look fake. It doesn't look like you rehearsed it, although you may have had to rehearse some of this to start getting in the habit. And I'm okay with that. That is okay. If your end result is, I'm going to raise my hand here, I'm going to do this here, and over time you will morph into it very naturally, that's okay. Techniques are techniques, and that means they're ways to get to the end. It's like playing basketball, you have to learn to dribble before you can run and shoot. So this is a process again. So try these items out, try the techniques out, and let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to work with you one-on-one, and I hope to see you in the next video.